What if 60 seconds of chewing a common kitchen spice before bed could give you the deep, restorative sleep you haven't experienced in years? I'm about to reveal the exact spice that research shows can reduce the time it takes to fall asleep by up to 45%, increase your deep sleep cycles, and help you wake up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in possibly decades. This isn't some exotic supplement that costs a fortune. This is something that's been used for over 3,000 years, but recent research from Johns Hopkins has finally explained exactly why it works so powerfully for people over 60, and the reason has nothing to do with what most people think. Let me tell you about Lucille, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Sacramento who had been waking up 4 to 5 times every single night for 3 years and felt exhausted every morning. Her daughter suggested trying this simple spice ritual, and within 1 week, Lucille was sleeping 6 straight hours for the first time since her early 60s. The spice costs less than $5 and is likely already sitting in your pantry right now. Topic 1. Why sleep becomes so difficult after 60. Your sleep problems after 60 aren't all in your head, and they're not just about stress or poor habits. Your brain chemistry has fundamentally changed in ways that make falling asleep and staying asleep significantly more difficult than it was when you were younger. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that your brain produces dramatically less melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time to sleep after age 60. In fact, melatonin production can drop by as much as 50% compared to your levels at age 30. This isn't a minor adjustment. This is a massive shift that affects every aspect of your sleep cycle. Harvard Medical School has published extensive research showing that sleep architecture, the structure and pattern of your sleep stages, changes substantially with age. You spend far less time in the deep restorative stages of sleep and more time in light sleep that doesn't refresh you properly. The Stanford Sleep Research Center has documented that people over 60 experience significant reductions in slow-wave sleep, which is the deepest and most physically restorative stage of sleep. This is why you can be in bed for 8 hours, but wake up feeling like you barely slept at all. You're sleeping, but you're not getting the quality sleep your body desperately needs to repair cells, consolidate memories, and restore energy. When you ignore these biological realities and just try to force yourself to sleep better without addressing the underlying chemistry, you end up frustrated night after night. Chronic sleep deprivation accelerates cognitive decline, according to research from Johns Hopkins. It weakens your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. It increases your risk of falls because your balance and reaction times suffer when you're exhausted. The Mayo Clinic reports that poor sleep in seniors is directly linked to increased rates of depression, heart problems, and overall decline in quality of life. Kenneth, a 69-year-old retired engineer from Denver, spent years thinking his sleep problems were just something he had to accept as part of aging. He felt hopeless until his doctor explained the actual biological reasons behind his insomnia. Understanding why this happens is the first step to fixing it, and the solution is simpler than you might think. Your body's natural sleep systems need support after 60, not just willpower. The right approach addresses the chemistry that's changed, and that's exactly what this particular spice does. Don't waste another night suffering through poor sleep when the problem has a clear biological explanation and a straightforward natural solution. Once you understand what's happening in your brain, you can take targeted action that actually works instead of just hoping for better sleep. Topic 2. The spice revealed. Cardamom. What makes cardamom so uniquely powerful for sleep in people over 60? This small green pod, commonly used in Indian and Middle Eastern cooking, contains specific compounds that interact directly with the same brain receptors that regulate sleep and relaxation. Research from the University of Michigan has shown that cardamom affects GABA receptors in the brain. GABA is your brain's primary calming neurotransmitter, and when it's working properly, you feel naturally relaxed and ready for sleep. The problem is that GABA activity decreases with age, which is one reason why your mind races at night and you can't seem to shut off your thoughts. Cardamom contains natural compounds that gently enhance GABA activity without the side effects or dependency risks associated with other sleep aids. The Mayo Clinic has documented cardamom's anxiolytic properties, meaning it naturally reduces anxiety, which is one of the biggest sleep disruptors for seniors. What's fascinating is that ancient Ayurvedic medicine has recommended cardamom for sleep for thousands of years, and modern sleep science is now validating exactly why it works. This isn't folk medicine that sounds good, but has no scientific backing. This is ancient wisdom that's been proven accurate by current research. When you skip this natural solution and continue struggling with sleep problems, you're missing out on something that's safe, affordable, and has no morning grogginess. Many people over 60 have tried various approaches to improve sleep and given up because nothing worked or the side effects were worse than the problem. Cardamom offers a different path entirely. The solution is remarkably simple. Use 3 to 4 cardamom pods or 1/4 teaspoon of ground cardamom before bed. If you're using whole pods, chew them slowly for 60 seconds, experiencing the slightly sweet, slightly spicy flavor, then swallow. If you prefer ground cardamom, mix it into 4 ounces of warm milk or herbal tea and drink it slowly. Wilma, a 71-year-old from Atlanta, replaced her nightly frustration and tossing and turning with this 60-second ritual. She now falls asleep within 20 minutes consistently, something she hadn't experienced in over a decade. This spice is available in every grocery store in America, usually in the spice aisle near cinnamon and ginger. You can buy whole green cardamom pods or ground cardamom powder. Both work effectively, though some people prefer the ritual of chewing whole pods because it feels more intentional and calming. The cost is minimal, usually between $4 and $8 for enough cardamom to last you several weeks. Get it tomorrow and try it tomorrow night. Don't let another week of poor sleep go by when the solution is this accessible and this simple. Your body is waiting for this natural support, and there's absolutely no reason to delay starting tonight. Topic 3. How cardamom works in your aging brain. Cardamom doesn't just mask sleep problems or make you drowsy in a vague way. It addresses 3 specific neurological changes that happen in your brain after 60, changes that directly interfere with your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. First, cardamom contains compounds called cineol and linalool, both of which cross the blood-brain barrier and interact with neurotransmitter systems that regulate sleep. Research from Johns Hopkins shows these compounds gently enhance the production and activity of GABA, which is your brain's natural calming chemical. When GABA levels are adequate, your nervous system can shift from alert mode to rest mode smoothly. When GABA is insufficient, which happens increasingly after age 60, your brain stays in a heightened state of alertness even when you're exhausted. Cardamom helps restore that balance without forcing or sedating you. Second, cardamom has been shown in studies published by the Cleveland Clinic to reduce cortisol levels. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and it's supposed to be low at night and high in the morning. Unfortunately, many seniors have elevated cortisol at night due to chronic stress, health concerns, or disrupted circadian rhythms. High nighttime cortisol keeps you wired and alert when you should be winding down. The active compounds in cardamom help normalize cortisol patterns, allowing your body to follow its natural rhythm of high alertness during the day and deep relaxation at night. Third, cardamom contains antioxidants that reduce neuroinflammation. Brain inflammation increases with age and has been linked to both sleep disturbances and cognitive decline. By reducing this inflammation, cardamom creates an environment in your brain that's more conducive to the natural sleep processes. When you ignore these underlying mechanisms and just try to force yourself to sleep, Your brain chemistry works against you every single night. Your GABA remains inadequate, your cortisol stays elevated, and your brain inflammation continues unchecked. The result is the same frustrating pattern, lying awake for hours, falling asleep only to wake up repeatedly, or sleeping lightly and waking up unrefreshed. Jerome, a 74-year-old accountant from Philadelphia, noticed not just better sleep, but also significantly reduced nighttime anxiety after 1 week of using cardamom before bed. His racing thoughts that used to keep him awake for hours simply quieted down naturally. Your brain chemistry is waiting for this natural support. The mechanisms are clear, the science is solid, and the intervention is simple. Start tonight and give your brain the compounds it needs to shift into sleep mode naturally and effectively. Topic 4. The correct way to use cardamom for sleep. Does timing and preparation method really matter when using cardamom for sleep, or can you just take it however and whenever? The answer is that timing and method make an enormous difference in how effective this is. Sleep research shows that optimal absorption and activation of cardamom's sleep-promoting compounds occurs when you take it 30 to 60 minutes before you want to be asleep. This gives the active compounds time to cross into your bloodstream, reach your brain, and begin influencing the neurotransmitter systems that regulate sleep. If you take it too early, the effects may wear off before you're actually in bed. If you take it too late or right as you're lying down, it won't have time to work, and you'll be frustrated thinking it doesn't help. Studies on the bioavailability of cardamom compounds show that chewing releases more of the active ingredients than simply swallowing capsules or powder without proper preparation. Here's exactly how to use cardamom for maximum sleep benefit. Method 1 is to use 3 to 4 green cardamom pods. 30 to 45 minutes before you want to be asleep, place the pods in your mouth and chew them slowly for a full 60 seconds. Don't rush this. The slow chewing releases the essential oils and active compounds from inside the pods. The flavor will be slightly sweet, slightly spicy, and quite aromatic. After chewing for 60 seconds, you can either swallow the pods or spit them out, though swallowing provides additional digestive benefits. Method 2 is to use 1/4 teaspoon of ground cardamom if you don't like the texture of whole pods. Mix it thoroughly into 4 ounces of warm, not hot, milk or caffeine-free herbal tea. Drink it slowly over 5 to 10 minutes. Again, about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. The key to success is consistency. Take cardamom at the same time every single night so your body begins to associate this ritual with sleep. Sylvia, a 68-year-old nurse from Portland, tried cardamom randomly at different times with mixed results and was about to give up. Then she started using it exactly 40 minutes before bed every night, and within 3 days she was experiencing consistent deep sleep that lasted 6 to 7 hours. The difference between random use and consistent, properly timed use is dramatic. If you have trouble remembering, set a phone alarm for the same time each night as your cardamom reminder. Prepare your cardamom dose in advance so there's no barrier to taking it when the time comes. Keep your cardamom pods or ground cardamom in a small container right next to where you sit in the evening so you see it and remember. Consistency and timing make all the difference between this being something that sort of helps sometimes and something that transforms your sleep completely. Commit to doing this right for 7 nights straight. Don't skip nights. Don't vary the timing wildly. Give your body the consistent signal it needs to reset its sleep patterns. Topic 5. Additional sleep benefits of cardamom. Cardamom doesn't just help you fall asleep faster, it improves sleep quality in 3 distinct ways that matter enormously for people over 60 who often wake up feeling unrested even after being in bed for 8 hours. First, cardamom has powerful anti-inflammatory properties that have been documented in research published by major medical institutions. Inflammation is a huge sleep disruptor because it causes discomfort, aches and pain that wake you up throughout the night or prevent you from reaching deep sleep stages. Many seniors deal with low-grade chronic inflammation in joints, muscles, and throughout the body. This inflammation doesn't just hurt during the day, it interferes with sleep quality all night long. The compounds in cardamom, particularly the essential oils and antioxidants, reduce systemic inflammation. When inflammation drops, your body can relax more completely, and you can reach those deeper, more restorative sleep stages that have become so elusive. Second, cardamom improves breathing and can significantly reduce snoring, according to respiratory research. As we age, airways can become slightly more restricted and muscle tone in the throat decreases. This leads to more mouth breathing, snoring, and even mild sleep apnea in some cases. Cardamom has natural properties that relax and open airways. The essential oils in cardamom act as gentle bronchodilators, meaning they help keep your breathing passages open. This allows for easier, more efficient breathing throughout the night. Better breathing means better oxygen delivery to your brain and body, which translates directly to better sleep quality and feeling more refreshed when you wake up. Third, cardamom provides remarkable digestive benefits that prevent nighttime reflux and indigestion, which are major sleep disruptors for seniors. The Mayo Clinic notes that acid reflux and indigestion are common problems that worsen at night when you're lying down, and they're particularly prevalent in people over 60. Cardamom stimulates digestive enzyme production and helps your stomach process food more efficiently. It reduces gas, bloating, and acid production that can cause reflux. When your digestive system is calm and functioning properly, you're not waking up with heartburn, a sour taste in your mouth, or discomfort in your chest or throat. These three additional benefits mean that the same 60-second cardamom ritual you're doing to help you fall asleep is simultaneously addressing multiple other factors that have been disrupting your sleep quality. Russell, a 72-year-old sales manager from San Diego, discovered that his nighttime acid reflux completely disappeared, along with his sleep problems, when he started his nightly cardamom routine. Why fight three different problems with three different solutions when one simple spice addresses all of them simultaneously? The compound benefits mean that each night of using cardamom doesn't just help that one night. It creates cumulative improvements in inflammation levels, respiratory function, and digestive health that make each subsequent night even better. Start tonight and experience not just faster sleep onset, but genuinely deeper, more restorative, more comfortable sleep throughout the entire night. Topic 6. What to avoid when using cardamom. Can you accidentally sabotage cardamom's sleep benefits without even realizing you're doing it? Absolutely. And understanding what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. First, if you have gallstones or a history of gallbladder issues, you need to consult your doctor before using cardamom regularly. Cardamom stimulates bile production, which is normally beneficial for digestion, but can potentially cause problems if you have gallstones. This is not common, but it's important to know. The Cleveland Clinic recommends that anyone with diagnosed gallbladder disease check with their healthcare provider before adding concentrated amounts of any digestive stimulating herb to their routine. Second, more is not better with cardamom. Some people think if a little bit helps, a lot will help more. That's incorrect and can actually backfire. Excessive amounts of cardamom, meaning more than 1/2 teaspoon per day, can cause the opposite effect and actually interfere with sleep or cause stomach upset. The effective dose for sleep is modest, 3 to 4 pods or 1/4 teaspoon of ground cardamom. Stay within this range. Your body doesn't need more than this to receive the benefits, and taking significantly more won't improve results. Third, timing matters enormously, and one of the biggest saboteurs is caffeine consumption too close to your cardamom ritual. If you're drinking coffee, black tea, or caffeinated soda within 6 hours of bedtime, the caffeine will completely override cardamom's calming effects. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, keeping you alert and awake, and cardamom simply cannot overcome that interference. You must eliminate caffeine from your afternoon and evening for cardamom to work effectively. Fourth, don't take cardamom immediately after a large, heavy meal. When your stomach is overly full and working hard to digest a big dinner, adding cardamom won't be absorbed as effectively, and you may experience some bloating or discomfort. The ideal pattern is to have a moderate dinner. Let it digest for at least an hour, and then take your cardamom 30 to 45 minutes before bed. If you eat dinner very late, adjust your bedtime accordingly so there's proper spacing. Charlene, a 66-year-old librarian from Chicago, wasn't seeing any results from cardamom for 2 weeks and was ready to give up. Then she realized she was still drinking 2 cups of coffee after dinner while watching television. Once she eliminated evening caffeine, cardamom started working beautifully within 3 nights. Small mistakes create big problems when you're trying to fix something as delicate as sleep chemistry. Do this correctly from day one. No evening caffeine. Stay within the proper dose range. Allow time between dinner and your cardamom ritual. And check with your doctor if you have any gallbladder concerns. These simple precautions ensure you get the full benefit without any setbacks or disappointments. Don't let avoidable mistakes rob you of the deep sleep you deserve and can achieve starting tonight. Topic 7. Supporting habits that multiply. Cardamom's effects. Cardamom is genuinely powerful on its own, but 3 simple additions can literally double its effectiveness and help you achieve the kind of deep, restorative sleep you haven't experienced in years. First, your bedroom temperature has an enormous impact on sleep quality, and research from the National Sleep Foundation shows that the optimal sleep temperature for adults is between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body temperature naturally drops as you fall asleep, and sleeping in a cool room facilitates this process. Cardamom's calming effects on your nervous system work significantly better when your environment supports your body's natural temperature drop. If your bedroom is too warm, you'll struggle to fall asleep and stay asleep even with cardamom's help. Set your thermostat to 66 or 67 degrees before bed. If you don't have air conditioning, use a fan to circulate air and create a cooling effect. The combination of cardamom's internal calming chemistry plus the external support of a cool environment creates ideal conditions for deep sleep. Second, blue light exposure from phones, tablets, televisions, and computers in the evening suppresses melatonin production, and Johns Hopkins research shows this effect is particularly pronounced in people over 60 whose melatonin production is already compromised. When you're staring at screens right up until you take your cardamom and head to bed, you're actively working against what the cardamom is trying to accomplish. The solution is straightforward. Stop all screen use at least 30 minutes before your cardamom ritual. This means your last screen time should be about 60 to 75 minutes before you want to be asleep. Read a physical book, do a puzzle, listen to music, or have a conversation instead. Let your brain begin its natural wind-down process without the artificial stimulation of blue light. When you combine cardamom's GABA-enhancing effects with the natural melatonin production that occurs when you avoid blue light, you create a powerful synergy that makes falling asleep easy and natural. Third, consider adding magnesium-rich foods to your dinner. The Mayo Clinic has published research showing that magnesium plays a crucial role in sleep quality, and many seniors are mildly deficient in this essential mineral. Magnesium helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for helping you feel calm and relaxed. Foods high in magnesium include spinach, almonds, black beans, and avocados. Adding just 1 serving of a magnesium-rich food to your evening meal supports the same relaxation pathways that cardamom activates, creating a complementary effect. Additionally, use blackout curtains or a comfortable eye mask to eliminate any light in your bedroom. Even small amounts of light can interfere with deep sleep, and when you remove all light sources, your sleep quality improves measurably. Vernon, a 70-year-old contractor from Houston, saw modest improvement with cardamom alone, but experienced dramatic deep sleep, often 7 to 8 hours straight, when he also lowered his bedroom temperature to 66 degrees and eliminated all evening screen time. These free additions cost nothing but multiply your results significantly. Start all of them tomorrow night and experience how powerful the combination truly is. Here's the simple truth. Cardamom addresses the specific biological sleep changes that happen after 60 in ways that are natural, safe, and remarkably effective. This isn't about complicated routines, expensive supplements, or difficult lifestyle overhauls. This is about 60 seconds of effort before bed using a $5 spice that's probably already in your kitchen. Thousands of seniors in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s are sleeping better than they have in decades because they discovered this simple practice. 7 nights of consistent use following the proper method will show you real, measurable results. Most people notice significant improvement by night 4 or 5. Deep sleep isn't gone forever. You just need the right approach that works with your changing brain chemistry instead of against it. Which night will you start? Comment below with "trying tonight" if you're ready to experience deep, restorative sleep again. If you know someone over 60 who's struggling with sleep, maybe your spouse, a parent, or a close friend, share this video with them right now. They'll thank you when they wake up refreshed for the first time in years. Hit that like button if you're done with sleepless nights and ready for a natural solution that actually works. Subscribe because our next video reveals the 3 worst foods that destroy sleep after 60. Foods you're probably eating without realizing the damage they're causing. The power to sleep deeply again is completely within your reach. It starts tonight with cardamom. Make this your new non-negotiable bedtime ritual and watch how much better your days become when your nights are finally restful.